What's going on? What's going on? Straight to the point. Sports and entertainment. I want you to hit the like button. Sub to the channel if you're not a member, and also hit the notifications too, so that you're able to get all of my content and all of my videos. I want to give a shout out to all of my subs, both my new subs and of course my day ones too. Thank y'all for rocking with me. I appreciate everybody's love and support for the movement and for the channel. Also, like I said, I'm going to be dropping some more content on both the Straight Sixers news. Be sure to sub to that channel too as well to get all your updates. If you like the Philadelphia 76ers and wants to know inside what's going on, details of about what's going on, I'm going to be dropping some new heat on there. I haven't in I would say like about a couple weeks. And then also look out for more content dropping on the fitness channel, on the Fly Fitness and Nutrition. Please sub to that channel, okay? So you can get your health right. We got summer right around the corner. I know some of you ladies, y'all want to get right. I know some of you fellas, you know what I'm saying, y'all want to get right too as well. And just overall, just general health, okay? Just for those purposes, not just looking good, but also making sure that you are healthy too as well. What's up, Brown Sugar? I see you up in here, beautiful, the gorgeous Brown Sugar in the building. I see you. I think everybody's gonna love this one. I've actually talked about this sometime before. I'm pretty sure some of y'all already know who I got and everything, but and why. But I'm just gonna go ahead and explain it, okay? And a lot of people, if you're LeBron fans, I know y'all not gonna like this one, but like I said, go ahead, take your feelings and put them in your back pocket, okay? Because now is not the time for you to get in your feelings, okay? For real, it's really not, okay? Leave your feelings in the car, whatever. And it's raining out here, so just bear with me. Right, exactly. And shout out to my boy Player Coach, because he say that all the time. Go sub to the brother Street Politics TV, man. Doing big things over there. Now, right. You gotta leave your feelings in the car. I say leave your feelings in the car. Okay? Leave your feelings in the car. It's not the time to be getting all in your feelings. It's just a mere fact. But some people don't want to hear that. Okay? All right, let's get right to it, all right? LeBron James and Larry Bird. Who do I got? I got Larry Bird. Now, listen, it doesn't take away from the greatness of either one. I want to go ahead and put that out there, okay? It does not take the greatness away from either player. We know what LeBron has done for the game. We know what Larry has done for the game, okay? But the reason why I have Larry Bird over LeBron, no ifs, ands, or buts about it, is for several reasons, okay? What's up with it, Ron? I see you in the building. You already ready to cap, okay? I already know you ready to cap. Now, first and foremost, okay, I'm not even gonna talk about, the championship. That's the obvious reason. Now, see, some of y'all are gonna be like, oh yeah, well, LeBron James, he's got more championships. Yeah, he does. He got one more. He got one more than Larry. Yeah, he does. But Larry has a winning record in the finals, okay? And he's made it there 5 times in his cut short career, okay? We have to understand that. Larry Bird's career, had it not been for back injuries and several other injuries that he sustained too while the time he was playing. Because people got to realize that Larry played hurt too. And if you go back and you go look at the style that Larry Bird played, then you'll understand why he got hurt. The man was able to sacrifice his body. On top of that, if you go back and you go line up the numbers, okay, their numbers are very similar in terms of when they played. Okay, I think LeBron for his career, he averaged just a couple points more, but they had they were right there neck and neck in terms of rebounds. Larry had maybe a slight edge on him in assists, and of course, the thing that everybody always wants to talk about is, the 3-point percentage and as well as the free throw percentage. Okay, I think for his career, Larry Bird, he shot 88%. And then on top of that, LeBron James, we know he's never been a great free throw shooter. That is one of the inefficiencies, and that's one of the main reasons why I'm going to choose Larry Bird, is because if you foul Larry, which they always say, you should know this, Brown Sugar, being that you're a Boston fan, and you should know this, Ron, being that you play ball. Listen, you never foul a jump shooter. Okay, LeBron is not considered a jump shooter. Larry Bird is. Okay, so if you foul Larry, go ahead. I dare you. You can foul him all day. He gonna lay that motherfucker down all day long. Okay. Then on top of that, you can't leave Larry open. You can leave LeBron open, and especially early on in his career. Larry, you could never leave Larry open like that. Now, did he get and see what a lot of people don't realize either? Larry Bird was just as deadly in the as he was on the 3-point line. He didn't really even shoot as many 3-pointers as what you thought. Okay? On top of that, with the game on the line, okay? With the game on the line, all right? And you need a bucket, all right? And you need a bucket. I'm not talking about a pass. I'm not talking about the correct basketball play and all this other stuff. I'm talking about with somebody that is going to knock that motherfucker down, okay? If you need a bucket, because, Ron, ain't that what you about? You about buckets, right? You know what I'm saying? You like the great Michael Jordan, Brown Sugar. You need a bucket, right, to win the game, right? You know what I'm saying? So, with the game on the line, who you going to go to, okay? And when we're not talking about Jordan, we ain't talking about Kobe, we talking about Larry Bird and LeBron James. Of course, you're going to choose Larry Bird, okay? And don't give me this shit, well, yeah, I want to take the correct basketball player, none of that other stuff. I'm talking about specifically when we're talking about knocking that mug down. And, of course, he had the edge on him in clutch factor. He just had the clutch genes, something that often doesn't get talked about Larry Bird, okay? Well, look, I'm going to tell you like this, right? And you might think that Sugar's being biased because she's a Celtics fan, but listen, Larry, you don't listen, I'll put it to you like this, okay? Larry Bird can do everything that LeBron did except for all the athletic stuff. But Larry could dunk. He just wasn't an athletic player like LeBron. He was just blessed to play that. But if we're gonna go there, I mean, that's not gonna really translate into wins. Okay, you could be athletic all day and everything. You know what I'm saying? The athletic prevent him from getting the athleticism prevent him from getting swept in the finals in 2007. Okay. Did athleticism help him from getting blown out by the Spurs? Did athleticism help him in 2011 when they pretty much made him freeze up? Had the athleticism helped them, getting swept in the Western Conference Finals? But see, when you go to Larry's resume, you don't see all that stuff on Larry's resume like that. You're talking about a guy that was a three-time MVP and plus a two-time Finals MVP, which makes 5. Okay, you're talking about a 3-point winner. He had his didn't even take his jacket off. Okay, and I know that's probably irrelevant to some of you guys or whatever, but the fact that he didn't even take his jacket off and went out there, man, and just iced the 3-point contest like it was nothing. He's like, man, I'm finna win, and he told people that he was phenomenal. Plus, what awesome, y'all talk about all this, oh yeah, LeBron is such a great passer and all this other stuff. What do you think Larry was? Larry will find you. You talking about he couldn't handle the rock? Yes, he could. Larry Bird couldn't handle the rock. He was a point forward. Well, what they know now is the point forward. He could pretty much do everything that LeBron could do. Now, was he doing all the fancy dribbling and all that other stuff? No, because for that time, that was a different time. He wasn't doing all that stuff. But he wasn't always turning the ball over and all that other stuff. And plus, that's another thing. How are you going to have a guy above a guy that leads all time in turnovers? I'm not going to have him on my squad. I definitely not. Okay? I don't want anybody that has a very high turnover ratio. What's up with it, Alex? I see you in the building, bro. You said, honestly, I love LeBron, and I don't care for LeBron, but LeBron is better. Nope, he's not. He's not. It took him 21 years to accomplish all of these records that we're talking about. This is like longevity that we're talking about. Larry Bird was able to accomplish more in less time. If we're just talking about longevity, look, that's the thing, and not to get off topic, but you're talking about Michael Jordan, right? Everybody wants to compare, this whole GOAT argument, which I've always said this. If you go back and you go listen to my channel, the reason why I don't compare LeBron to Michael Jordan is because I think it's a stupid comparison, okay? For one, I want to compare somebody at their position. Michael Jordan was a shooting guard and he played an entirely different game, okay? All right, LeBron played an entirely different game, okay? All right? So I think it's a stupid comparison. Then also, you're talking about a guy in Michael Jordan who was considered an assassin. If I'm going to compare anybody to Michael Jordan, it would be somebody like Kobe. LeBron is not an assassin. He doesn't have that mentality. That's why I never compared them. You're trying to compare greatness. Well, I'm not going to compare greatness because Jordan did more in less time. He did more in less time. What's up with it, Matt Moses? But the thing about it is we're talking about Larry Bird, and he did the same thing. The Boston Celtics, they won chips in the 80s. The Lakers, they got more, of course. They ended up getting the Lakers ended up getting 5 in the 80s, but nevertheless, it didn't take away from Boston. Boston was able to be feared. When you walked in, listen, that's the thing. Nobody is scared of LeBron. They were scared of Larry Bird. They feared Larry Bird. They feared Magic Johnson. They feared Isaiah Thomas. They feared Jordan, of course. Okay, he had that fear factor because you knew at the end of the game not to put it. Man, LeBron doesn't pose that type of threat. Now, in the open floor, yeah, LeBron does pose that. He'll JT you or Damon Jones you and all that stuff. Like, when I say that, he'll dunk all over you and stuff like that. But we're talking about at the end of the game when it matters. All that stuff that you do in the first 3 quarters, yeah, that's great. You know what I'm saying? That's all right and everything. But what about when you capitalize at the end of the game? And Larry was known for that. He took over at the end of the game. Oh, that's Cap, right? So Larry didn't take over at the end of the game. Larry could pass, he could rebound, he could shoot. He was a hustler. He wasn't okay, he wasn't a great individual defender, but he was a great team defender. Okay? But you sit up here acting like, LeBron was just this awesome defender and all this other stuff. Man, getting chased down blocks and all of that other stuff. LeBron got better in defense when he went to Miami, man. Let's just be real. He got better in Miami playing alongside a guy like Shane Battier. No, he didn't have no super team. Go back and go pay attention to my video and you'll learn what a super team is. Robert Parrish was drafted. Well, he had been with the Celtics since the beginning. Kevin McHale had been with the Celtics since the beginning. Okay, all those other guys that you're trying to mention, like DJ Dennis Johnson, he actually took a lesser role from the Seattle Supersonics. He had a championship and everything, but Dennis Johnson actually focused on defense and everything. So what are you talking about super team? What do you mean super team? Kevin McHale never led his squad and didn't come from a team where he led his own squad and everything and was a perennial all-star. Larry Bird came from Indiana State. He was drafted and the Celtics weren't doing all that good. And Robert Parrish, he didn't lead nobody. How the fuck is that a super team? Make it make sense to me. How is it a super team? And if you're going to go there, then you're going to call the Lakers a super team? Because the last time I checked, Magic Johnson came on the squad and they won the first year with Kareem, right? So are you going to call that a super team? Yeah, 4 Hall of Famers. Yes, 4 Hall of Famers. But it was done organically. It was still done organically. You act like those guys, and then this is another thing too. Y'all keep acting like Larry, Kevin McHale was always 100%. He wasn't 100% all the time. He was playing with, I think, like he broke his foot one year and was playing through that. Robert Parrish, who would you rather have, Robert Parrish or Kareem Abdul-Jabbar? Exactly. Since Cyprus want to get that started. You're talking about super teams. Did Larry leave and say, you know what, I can't take this shit no more? No, he didn't. What's up with it, Immortal Highlights? Remind me to rinse you up to Immortal Highlights. Good to see you, man. I hadn't seen you in a minute, bro. That's my guy, Immortal Highlights. But anyways, I'm still gonna cook you. All right, but now check this out, right? He didn't leave and bounce and say, you know what, I'm gonna join forces with anybody. No, he ran with the horses that he had. Did he have a few Hall of Famers on there? Yeah. If you want to talk about Kevin McHale and Parrish and DJ and stuff like that, of course they were Hall of Famers. But he stuck with those teams. DJ had came and he took a lesser role. You act like DJ was leading his team like consistently, and he was like a perennial all-star and was of the caliber of a Larry Bird. No, he wasn't. He was seen as a great defender. They did pretty good with the Seattle Supersonics in '79, and him and Lenny Wilkins, they were that guy. But it was more so that they saw Lenny Wilkins as that guy. But DJ came over there and he fulfilled the duties because they needed an actual true point guard and a consistent ball handler and a defender so that they could try to slow down who? Go ahead and say it. So they could slow down who? Y'all don't even know, see? Y'all don't even know. It was Andrew Toney. Right. But the thing about it is, but that's not you're okay. We're talking about a DJ that took a lesser role. He took a lesser role, and he was already. You saying it like all three of them had joined forces together. They just added DJ. That was it. They added a few other players. I mean, they had Cedric. They had Cedric Maxwell too, but it wasn't like no super team. And if you want to throw Bill Walton in there, Bill Walton because of injuries, he wasn't the same. He wasn't the same Bill Walton that was in Portland. If we're gonna go by that type of logic, then okay, let's go ahead and go with the Miami Heat that won in '06. You gonna say Gary Payton? You gonna say Shaq that was a shell of himself? You go and the team I was talking about earlier with the Mavericks. You gonna talk about Jason Kidd that was 37 years old? You know what I mean? And I'm talking about strictly Hall of Famers. And also, you got to look at this. DJ's not even in the top 75, which he should be. It's completely different. We're talking about a situation now. Everybody's not going to be capable of kind of winning it on their own, kind of like Giannis was. Giannis won it. I'm not going to say he won it on his own. He had a good supporting cast, but Giannis didn't have no any guy that you consider a future Hall of Famer. And they beat the Phoenix Suns, and they had a damn good team. The kid has lost it. Has lost what? Has lost what? I mean, look, you on the verge. LeBron is on the verge of possibly missing the playoffs again. Okay? You about to be 3-5. A storied franchise, right? You never heard that about Larry Bird fighting for his playoff lives in his career? You said Larry better than LeBron. Y'all gotta come a little stronger than that, man. You sitting up in here and you're saying, "Oh yeah, LeBron," but you're not bringing anything to the table. What would make you choose LeBron? Okay, with LeBron, you're sitting up in here saying he's such a great team player and all this other stuff. Then how come everybody's on eggshells every time they get out there? However, with Larry, you know that you're gonna get the ball. You know that he's gonna find you. You know that he makes teammates better. You know that he's going to do everything that he can to win. He's going to do the dirty work. That's something else that gets forgotten. If I see my player out there diving on the floor, hustling, trying to get rebounds, do everything like that, then I'm gonna want to do the same thing. But I'm not going to sit up there and play with a guy that he sucks his teeth every time he get mad. Every time something don't go his way, he's like, all this other stuff, blaming it on everybody else. Nah, you got to take accountability. And that's what Larry Bird did. He was a true leader. A true leader, man. 4 MVPs is better than 3 MVPs. 4 champions, yeah, and 21 years is better than 21 years. Yeah, you better have that motherfucker. You better have it. In 21 years, you better have a lot of accomplishment. In 21 years, you mean to tell me you only came up with 4 rings? You know what I'm saying? And don't get it twisted. You know what I'm saying? I respect what LeBron has done, but I'm saying he did more. These guys done did more in less time. Now the goal is to play in longevity and all that other stuff. You know what I'm saying? But you can't sit up here and you talk about a guy that had back problems, and he was kind of a shell of himself because of the back problem, and was still playing and playing through injuries and stuff. Just think about if he didn't have those back problems. So I'm choosing him all day, Larry. I'm choosing him all day. You what happened when he first got to LA? Y'all didn't make the playoffs, right? It was supposed to. Y'all was supposed to go. And then on top of that, you talk about all these Hall of Famers that Larry Bird played with. Well, what about the most Hall of Famers that LeBron has played with? All the All-Stars that LeBron has played with. Okay? What about that? Y'all get mad with that, but y'all want to bring up this super team argument. A super team are guys that are in their prime, that is put together, that are perennial all-stars and potential Hall of Famers that have led their teams. The only one that they added that you could say of that caliber was DJ, with Dennis Johnson. And even then, he took a lesser role. He clearly played a different role. He was a defender and a playmaker. Only top 275. No, but I didn't. 75. We're just talking about all stars and we're talking about Hall of Famers. Don't matter about top 75. Dennis Johnson wasn't top 75. So what are you saying? He played with Kevin McHale and he played with Parrish, and they came in together. They were all together. It was done organically, sort of like the San Antonio Spurs, who they say was a super team. Come with something stronger. Right, I understand that. Man, Walton was not the same, man. Walton was on the bench because of injuries. We're talking about guys that were clearly beneficial. Wade was in his prime. Bosh was in his prime. Anthony Davis was in his prime. Kyrie Irving in his prime. Kevin Love, I don't know about Kevin Love though. We'll have to see about Kevin Love. Kevin Love sacrificed his body. Come on, man. And they're not, the last couple ones that I mentioned, we don't know about them being top 75, but some people feel like Kyrie Irving should be top 75. I don't feel that way. And we know damn well Anthony Davis don't belong in no damn top 75. Him nor Damian Lillard. Do you really feel like Anthony Davis should be in the top 75 instead of Dwight Howard? Are you kidding me? Come on now. Y'all do not like to hear, y'all don't like to hear the truth, but it's the truth. And that's why I'm choosing Larry Bird. What y'all want is y'all want me to choose a guy. Y'all want me to choose a guy that is high flying and dunking all over the place and all that other stuff. You know what I'm saying? That's not what it's all about. It's can you get the job done? Larry Bird was he had back problems and he still was able to, in limited time, playing with the dream team, still able to help them. Even when he had back problems towards the end of his career, he was still a really damn good player. Nothing that LeBron is doing right now, it's not translating to wins. You're looking at it from a standpoint, oh, he got 40K. Oh, he got this. Oh, he got that. You're talking about accomplishments. You're talking about stats that's not helping your team win. Larry Bird got a winning record in the finals. He went 3-2. Magic Johnson got a winning record in the finals. Kareem got a winning record in the finals. Stephen Curry got a winning record in the finals. Michael Jordan, of course, he got a winning record in the finals. Need me to keep going? Get mad when I say that. And 4-6, it don't. That really ain't nothing because what's his name? Jerry West, he had 1-9 in the finals. But if you're gonna sit up there and compare Larry Bird to LeBron James, that's one of the things that I'm gonna bring up. Oh shoot! What was that? Oh Lord! Hold on. Sorry, y'all. It's raining like crazy out here. Right, but he played for your organization though, right, Brown Sugar? He played for your organization, right? So how many titles did he bring your organization? Right? Okay, and Ron, LeBron played for your organization, right? How many titles has he brought to your organization? He's only brought one, right? Okay, he's only brought one. And he's missed the playoffs how many times? 2. And on top of that, he's been swept in the Western Conference Finals. That's a heck of a resume for the Lakers, ain't it? Meanwhile, you got a guy in Larry Joe Bird, who was revered, who was consistently in the finals, winning. Okay, he lost twice. He put banners up there. Only thing that LeBron got to show for the Lakers and is making guys mad and pissed off is the fact that he's a circus show. He's running your organization down to the ground. He's snaking people. You never heard of that stuff about Larry Bird. You know what you heard about Larry Bird? The great Brian Shaw. Okay, Coach Brian Shaw. He said that Larry Bird really truly helped him. And Brian Shaw did play for the Celtics. If you don't know, go look it up, because I do know your Celtics history. He said Larry Bird was the reason why Brian Shaw, he helped. Well, Brian Shaw said that Larry Bird helped him get better. That's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to take your people under the wing, not throw them under the bus and do all this other stuff. So yeah, I'll take that type of player. But like I said, like at the end of the day, and Brown Sugar, you said it in the beginning. You know, leave your feelings in the car, right? But you know, we can't change it up once. Once we start feeling the type of way, man, we can't change it up. We got to keep it consistent, man. And y'all don't like to hear this. Y'all want to hear me say, "Oh yeah, just because this guy got 40K, okay, I'm supposed to put him on the top of this guy. Just because he's supposed to put him on the top of this guy. Just because this guy is still playing at 39 years old, I'm supposed to put him on the top of this guy." No, it's about what you're doing. It's about what you're translating to win. That's what Paul Pierce was saying. That's the same point everybody been saying. That's Cap. He would be phenomenal in today's game. Because what do you think everybody's doing? They're shooting. Come on, man. What do you think Larry Bird did? He shot. He shot the ball. He could shoot from the mid-range and he could shoot from the three-point. So that kills that argument right there. You said he wouldn't make it in today's game. If Joker can make it in today's game, Larry Bird can make it in today's game. Joker is unathletic, okay? Joker gets his teammates involved. Joker can rebound. Joker can score. Joker can control the game. Joker can handle the rock. Joker is winning championships. What do you think Larry Bird was doing? Plus he's 6'10" and above. Joker is like 7 foot. Larry Bird was 6'10". Come stronger. Don't matter. He's still above 6'10". Larry Bird was 6'10". Magic Johnson was 6'9". You said Wemby is trash. He's 7'4". He's handling the rock. Averaging 20, averaging 10, averaging 3.3 blocks. Come on, man. More than them Sixers. We're not talking about the Sixers. Don't move the goalposts. Don't move the goalposts. Let's stay right here. Stay consistent. Okay, we're talking about him going to your organization. The Lakers. Okay, not the Sixers, not the goddamn Magic, not the Heat, okay? Not any of them other teams. We talking about the Lakers. Your team. What has he done for your team? Okay, what has he done for Brown Sugar team, the Celtics, in terms of Larry Joe Bird? Because the last time I checked, he brought 3 chips there. Who is everybody complaining about? They never complained about Larry Bird. Oh, yeah, you got quiet there. See? I know. They don't like to hear this. They don't like to hear it. But it's the truth. Larry Bird was that guy, man. Larry Bird was that guy. If Jokic, if you look at the way that Jokic plays, I would say with the exception of height, he kind of reminds me a little bit of Larry Bird. The only difference is that Larry Bird was a little bit more mobile than Jokic and played a little bit more out on the perimeter. But he could do pretty much everything that Jokic could do. He's able to he could pretty much fill up a stat sheet like what Joker is doing. You said take Murray off the team. Joker ain't winning shit. That's Cap. That's Cap right there. Who was hurt? Who was hurt and who was doing the work? Because the last time I checked, Joker was advancing without Murray. When Murray was hurt and couldn't do what he needed to get done or whatever. Michael Porter Jr. was hurt too. He had guys with a ton of injuries on there, and was still out there doing his thing. Never complained or anything. How many games has he played this season, Ron? He's played pretty much all the games this season. He's played all the games this season. But you wanna talk about Embiid and oh yeah. See, you all about looking fancy and all that other stuff, but not winning. Go ahead. You could have a guy like Embiid. I'll take Jokic all day. I got somebody that's gonna show up. He ain't gonna cry, he ain't gonna complain, ain't gonna make no excuses and stuff like that. Since you all about the money and all that other stuff, that's not what the argument is about. If we're gonna talk about business and we're gonna talk about money and accomplishments in terms of financial gain and all that other stuff, well, yeah, of course, I'll take LeBron all day. $2 billion. Oh yeah, absolutely. But if I'm trying to win championships and be successful, and build a team around someone, I'm building it around Larry Bird all day. I'm building it around Jokic all day. Yeah, right. Bird, listen, that's what you got to understand, man. You got to go back and you got to look. Larry Bird played when players got hurt. What you think happened to Kevin McHale? I think Parrish had got hurt too. Other than that, he had great role players. He had Danny Ainge. He had Chris Ford. Guys like that or whatever. But you don't mention those guys. You know what I'm saying? You're not gonna mention nobody even. I'll mention him because and maybe you mention him, but the average person, the average casual, they're not gonna mention a guy like a DJ. They're not gonna mention a guy like a Danny Ainge or somebody like that, or Chris Ford or Cedric Maxwell. Who they forget? Cedric Maxwell was a Finals MVP. It's up. Oh well, he played with 4 Hall of Famers. Well, shit. What do you think LeBron played with? LeBron played with. If we're gonna go there, in 2020, look at who you played with, nigga. You played with Dwight Howard, who's a Hall of Famer. You played with Ray John Rondo, who's a Hall of Famer. you played with Anthony Davis, who's a future Hall of Famer. I'm choosing them all day, and no ifs, ands, or buts about it. You cannot convince me to put LeBron in place of Larry Bird. You just can't do that. And I know LeBron's got more rings. I know that. Hell, Magic Johnson got more rings. Magic Johnson got more rings than Isaiah Thomas. But I still got Isaiah Thomas above Magic Johnson. And people can't believe that. The reason why I got Isaiah Thomas is for several reasons. I've told them time and time again. Isaiah Thomas was the only one that defeated all. Well, I ain't gonna say the only one, but he defeated Jordan, he defeated Magic, and he defeated Bird. You know what I'm saying? Now that's a silly argument, but we could also take it a step further. He led his team in points and assists. Magic Johnson didn't do that. Okay? He only had one other Hall of Famer on his team. I'm saying at that time. Okay? You had a borderline guy in Bill Laimbeer, but he ain't no Hall of Famer. And then you had Dennis Rodman, who didn't even start emerging, but eventually went on to become a Hall of Famer. Meanwhile, you got Magic. Their team was very long, athletic, jumping out the gym, extremely fast. You had a Kareem, you had a Worthy, both perennial All-Stars and Hall of Famers. And on top of that, he had the edge on him in height. You're talking about 6'9" versus 6 foot. Do the math on that. You're talking about Bill Laimbeer versus Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Do the math on that. James Worthy. I'm trying to think of a guy, like James Worthy and James Edwards. You know what I'm saying? Or Rick Mahorn. And I already know some people gonna be like, "Oh man, you're supposed to choose the brother. You're supposed to choose the." And man, look, in this case, it's not about black or white. It's not. It's about who got the better game. All day, I'm taking Larry Joe Bird. And he's gonna be my starting small forward too. I'm taking him all day. All day. He could shoot the mid range. He could post up. Larry Bird has go-to moves. He could spin off of you. He could reverse. He could hit mid-range, 3-point. You could, if you foul him, you in trouble. If I need to win a game, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna put the ball in LeBron James' hand because I know he's gonna play hot potato with it. Or I'm gonna run him off the 3-point line and then possibly foul him so he could lose his mind. And then, of course, we know that he's not gonna be able to shoot the free throws. I might be, but if it's gonna get me championships, then I will. So if LeBron don't make the playoffs this year, you gonna say I'm tripping hard? Cause last time I checked, man, that ain't never happened to Larry Bird. You didn't have to worry about Larry Bird not making the playoffs. You were gonna make it with him. You were gonna make it with him, Ryan, right? With LeBron, you got to sit there biting your nails like he usually do. Ain't that what LeBron used to do? Biting his fingernails out of anxiety, whether or not he gonna make it or not, man. Larry Bird was like, man, give me the goddamn rock, man. Get the hell out of the way. Let me get it done. Instead, you want to need it. Oh, I'm scared. Oh no, it's crunch time. All this other bullshit, man. Give me the goddamn rock, man, so I can get it done. That's what you need to do. Okay, stop being all scared. You know what I'm saying? Worried about your hair. You worried about this. You worried about that. Oh, I got to get this done. You know what I'm saying? This ain't right and all this other shit. Man, they ain't care about none of that. The only thing he cared about was the win and loss column. What are they going to think of me? I don't know. He considered your GOAT. But the GOAT of what? Because last time I checked, he's considered the GOAT of the GOAT of destroying organizations. Right? LBJ or MJ. Yeah, but see, you wanna have that, but we're not talking about that discussion. We're not talking about that. Quit moving the goalposts. Let's stay on the topic. We're not talking about MJ. We're talking about Larry Joe Bird. We're talking about him and LeBron at that position. The three, small forward, not the number two, not shooting guard, not point guard, not center, not power forward. We're talking about the three position. We're not talking about MJ in the discussion. Oh, well, he's considered to go. That's not what the topic is. I'm telling you that Larry Bird, in my eyes, I'm taking him over LeBron. Now, does LeBron, in terms of his talent and all that other stuff, and his athleticism, yeah. But I'm still gonna take Larry Bird regardless. Can't even sit at the table. Yeah, right. Larry Bird can sit at any table. Larry Bird can sit at any table. He can sit at any table. You don't hear about Larry Bird being scared to shoot. You don't hear him, about Larry Bird, freezing up and all that other stuff. You don't hear about Larry Bird getting blown out in the final. You don't hear about none of that stuff about him. You don't hear about him. You might have heard about him, maybe getting swept. I forget when they got swept or whatever. But that's about it. You don't hear about him missing the playoffs. Hold on. I gotta check that. You don't hear about none of that stuff. But you always want to throw this whole GOAT criteria up and stuff. GOAT this, GOAT that. Damn, can we finish? Let him finish playing? He automatically got to be the greatest of all time. If we're gonna have this discussion about the greatest of all time, we should be including Steph in there too. Because the great Isaiah Thomas had even said Steph is the greatest at redefining what he does, which is, having somebody being listed as a point guard, but yet and still you got Draymond carrying the ball up the floor or whatever, but still coming off the pick and still annihilating guys. You're always talking about, when the discussion comes up, nobody ever brings up Steph in this generation, and that's a slap in his face. He's been successful. Okay, yeah, he got the Finals MVP. I'm talking about LeBron. But why not bring up Steph Curry? Steph Curry, he's got the rings to match. He's got a winning record in the finals. He got a winning record against LeBron. Okay, and I don't want to hear nothing about this whole better team bullshit. Okay, it wasn't no super team again. I know that's going to be their argument too about the super team thing, with the exception of Durant. Now that was a super team, but he still proved that he could win with and without Durant. So, yeah, like I said, man, I'm choosing Larry Bird all day. Okay, if there was, I think if anything, if I was to choose a guy like LeBron, Larry Bird would have to be far less successful in his career in less time, and for the short amount of period in comparison to LeBron that Larry Bird played, you said you tripping. You need to be checked. Checked by who? Checked by who? Yeah, hit the notification bell. Listen, man. Explain to me. I want to hear from you, okay? I've explained to you the things that Larry Bird does better than LeBron. But I want to hear what you think LeBron does better than Larry Bird. And don't tell me, don't bring up championship, don't bring up MVPs or none of that other stuff. I'm talking about specifically what he does better than Larry Bird. We already know you're going to say athleticism, jumping in and out of the gym. Other than that, what else? Durability. You said slow feet, Larry Bird can't F with Bron. We're not talking about in a one-on-one situation, sir. We're not talking about that. And if Larry Bird has slow feet, how come he has a winning record in the finals, sir? Okay. If Larry Bird got such slow feet, how come he was able to shoot a good percentage from 3 points, sir? How come he was able to play help defense, sir? How come he was able to average 10 rebounds, sir? How come he was able to steal rebounds, sir? No, he's not. You act like LeBron James. His ball handling isn't the best in the world. He doesn't have the best handles. If you're talking about like just getting down the court and handling and stuff like that in transition, Larry Bird did the same thing. You act like LeBron is crossing people out of the gym and stuff like that. He's doing basic shit. Better defender in transition? No, he's not. No, he's not. He hasn't played defense in years. That's why do you know what the Lakers are ranked defensively? He's not even the best defender on his team. He's not even the best defender on his team. The best defender on the team, of course, is Anthony Davis, and he could guard the perimeter too. LeBron stopped playing defense. Matter of fact, he didn't even know how to read NBA defenses. It was Shane Battier that helped him, and that's what helped him become a better defender when he was in Miami. You said Larry broke back. Bird ain't played defense his last 4 years. That's cap. He did what he could. Like I said, he still played help defense. But guess what? Did Larry Bird ever? You didn't see Larry Bird getting swept in the finals, did you? I think he may have got swept like one time. I think, to my knowledge, I can't remember. He was 3-2 in the finals, but you never saw him consistently missing the playoffs. You never saw him hopping on different teams. You never saw him crying and coming back with cash, talking about, oh yeah, this is broken. No, he really had injuries. Brian can switch on quick. Point guards in his prime, put his chest in the front of a center. Okay, all that's great, but how come he hasn't translated to wins now? And I know you're saying in his prime and everything, but even in his prime, how come he froze up against Dallas? Okay, well, he was in his prime in Miami. What happened when he played when he played against the San Antonio Spurs? You're talking about a Duncan that only averaged like 15 points. Bellinelli averaged 11 points. Kawhi Leonard, who put the clamps on him, was only averaging like 12.8 points. But you calling him, oh, he's such this superior this and superior that and all this other stuff. Okay, so it's three. He's 4 championships. That's great. But he also has 6 losses. You want to know how many Larry has? He only has 2 losses. And then on top of that, Larry Bird won 3 consecutive MVPs in a row. So what are we saying here? We know that LeBron, got MVPs and all that other stuff. But see, that's what I'm saying. You want to move the goalposts again. What I'm talking about, we're not necessarily talking about the accomplishments. You know what I'm saying? I like how you just said, Swish, and I'm going to give you a wrench too, by the way, all right? Don't matter, Larry, how many times Larry... oh, wait, you got a wrench, Swish. You said it don't matter how many times he lost, he won more than Larry. No, it does matter. It does matter because right now your percentage matters. So okay, you're sitting here telling me, okay, he's only brought one championship to LA. Okay, LA, he brought one championship, but he's on the verge of missing the playoffs. Three out of the last 5 years. That's not a good success rate. No, I didn't. You said four. You just said four chips earlier. I brought it up, but I wasn't making that the whole basis, sir. You don't care. Okay, so then. Yeah. Yeah. I know, man. I know. I understand. I understand, man. You know it it breaks y'all's poor little soul to understand that he it's not working there. Okay, when Larry knew that it wasn't working, guess what? He called it a day. Okay, he retired. He didn't even want to play it with the Dream Team. You know who forced him? It was Magic. It was Magic and Jordan to go one last round. I don't care if he only won one for Los Angeles. Okay, so then what? I mean, okay, so what are you in it for? Because if you're just talking about numbers and all this other stuff, then that absolutely makes no sense. You just playing just for numbers. If we're gonna just go by numbers, then you should be talking about Will Chamberlain. Larry Bat told him it wasn't working. That white boy genetics failed him. That's not necessarily true. What are you talking about? There have been plenty of unathletic black players, man. There's been plenty of injury-prone players. I could think some right off the top of my head. Let's go with Brandon Roy. He was black. Let's go with what's his name? Greg Oden. He was black. Let's go with Jamal Mashburn. He was black. Let's go with Larry Johnson. He was black. You need me to keep going? You talking about white boy genetics failed them and stuff like that. What about the black players that genetics that failed them that couldn't stay healthy? Yeah, Brandon Roy was a beast. And there you go popping up again. You coming for some more? Because if you come in here to cap again, talk about LeBron was better than Larry Bird, you better bring a better argument to your table, Cyber. None of them on Bron level, and Bird not either. Yes, he is. Yes, he is. And I didn't say that. I'm talking. See, there you go. You're moving it again. You're moving the goalpost again. You said, okay, let's specifically go back to what you just said, all right? Let's go back to what you specifically said, okay? You told me, you just told me, that white boy genetics failed him, right? What I brought up was examples of black players who quote unquote genetics had failed them and couldn't stay healthy. I brought up Greg Oden. I brought up Brandon Roy. I brought up because those guys couldn't stay healthy. I brought up Larry Johnson. I brought up Jamal Mashburn. I didn't even bring him up. Penny Hardaway couldn't stay healthy. He had great genetics. Come on, man. Stop it, man. Grant Hill, unfortunately, but he finished. Stop it, Polo. You cooked him on Polo. Man, ain't nobody done. Ain't nobody done, man. Man, listen, man. Just because you a cheerleader, Ron, that doesn't mean anything. You specifically. I could give Swish something. At least he's bringing something to the table. You're not bringing anything to the table. You just you acting like a fanboy. You're like, oh, Brown is better. Brown is better. Tell me why he's better. At least Swish is trying to come with some facts. You haven't told me anything. We talking about Bron and Bird, sir. Yeah, we are. We are. We're talking about Bron and Bird. But what I'm saying is you brought up white boy genetics that had failed him, and I told you that it doesn't have nothing to do with black or white. I told you that earlier. You've been cooked. You know why he's better. Okay, well, okay. Let explain to me why. That's what I'm saying. You're not giving me any legitimate reasons as to why LeBron is better than Larry Bird. You haven't. So if LeBron gets fouled right now, he gonna hit the free throws? Yeah, and shoot free throws, right? And everything, but not cause turnovers, and then blame it on the other teammates. Matter of fact, wait a minute. Okay, he's an all-time leader. Yeah, he's an all-time leader in points, but he's also the all-time leader in turnovers. Don't you forget that? You don't see Larry Bird nowhere near that list. At least Swish is trying to come with something to the argument. You sitting up in here saying the same regurgitated bullshit. Like y'all rehearse this shit, man. Y'all take the same damn talking points they be saying on some like Nick Wright or some bullshit, and you try to go over here and rehearse that same old dumb shit, man. You better stop it. That's just not gonna work over here. But man, it's been good chopping it up with y'all, man. It's always good. Hey, like I said, man, I like both players, but like I said, man, I'm choosing Larry Joe Bird all day. I'm sticking to it. Don't take nothing away, like I said, from the greatness of neither one of those players. But in my opinion, I'm just going with Larry Bird as my starting small forward. No, it's all good. But make sure y'all like the video. I appreciate everybody pulling up to the channel, man. Make sure y'all like the video, share it, subscribe, hit them notifications too. Until then, man, it's straight to the point, sports and entertainment, man. I'll get at y'all later.